If someone would have told me back in the day that I can eat deliciously satisfying food that is also good for my body without restricting myself or feeling like I'm controlling myself too much, I'm not sure if I would have believed them. But I'm telling you guys, it is possible. So what is the problem? Why are we so convinced that this wouldn't be possible? I think advertisement is a big part of the problem. David told me this a couple of years ago, that if you think about it, most ads are either telling us that we should want to be pretty and skinny, or that we should go buy the latest junk food treat. The burgers, the chocolate ice creams, the frozen pizzas, and so on. So we see a skinny woman in a bikini having fun on the beach, and we see the delicious looking new burger from this or that fast food place. Things just don't add up. So we have to choose. Either we eat what we think we need to eat to be that pretty skinny girl, feeling deprived and always craving something more, or we eat what we think we need to eat to be satisfied, happy, and to treat ourselves after a hard day. And we feel crappy afterwards for eating food that we know is bad for us. We get pushed so far towards these two different extremes that we get totally confused and a little bit crazy from it. Can anyone relate to this? But for me at least, there is a third option. For the last few years, I've been eating in a way that both make me feel like I'm taking care of my body and make me comfortable in my own skin. And I never feel deprived or like that what I'm eating is boring. I have less cravings now than ever. Here are just a few quick thoughts on why I'm so happy with the way I'm eating now and how I got over my bad habits. I have a quite clear idea in my mind on what I want my everyday eating to look like. This is giving me a guideline to use as a reference. One of the most important things to realize for me about having a happy diet, but also about most other aspects of my life, is that habits are everything. Sometimes we confuse our habits with our personality, thinking that we are just the kind of person who can't enjoy veggies or whatever. But I'd say that at least 90% of that is habits. Getting used to new flavors is the most important thing when redirecting our eating habits, in my opinion. You crave what you normally eat. I've gone from craving crappy stuff filled with sugar and bad fat to craving fresh fruits, veggies, home-cooked food, and tasty little treats. I'm serious. Most often I think that our own home-cooked food is more yummy than what we eat at restaurants. And the only reason for that is because that's what my taste buds are used to. I don't really like overly sweet or fried foods anymore. Just realizing that it's all about my habits and that it's possible to change my preferences has been quite a cool experience for me, and very freeing, I have to say. The first thing I do when I want to get rid of a bad habit is to do a clean break. For example, when I quit drinking coffee, because I was getting a little too coffee crazy and it was hurting my tummy, I just did a clean break and decided to stay away from it altogether. Breaking a habit is so much easier if you go all in my experience. Now I can have a cup of coffee if I want and it won't hurt me at all, since it's no longer my habit to have like 5 cups a day. It's the same with unhealthy foods. I can try some vegan fast food or whatever whenever I want to without it messing up my healthy eating habits, since they are so set already. That's the best thing about habits, that once they are set, you don't have to think about them anymore because they have become your habit. So I never think about eating healthy, it just comes naturally to me now. And that means that junk food just isn't that appealing to me anymore. I can have it once in a while for fun, but I never ever crave it. So okay, when it comes to some things like quitting smoking, for example, negative words like stop, quit, or stay away from might be necessary. But the beauty of food and your everyday diet is that it is something you won't quit or have to stop. We all have to eat, the question is just what we eat. So in this case, I think it's so effective to focus on the beautiful bits. All the yummy, healthy food you want to fill your body with, instead of focusing on all the unhealthy stuff you want to stop eating. It's just happier and more fun to think of the positives. How much better you will feel, how fun it can be to try new ingredients and recipes, how tasty it can be to have simple and humble foods. I think most of us focus too much on the negatives, all the things we have to give up and how much we will miss this or that, and I know it can be daunting or difficult. But for me, it's always about getting over that first hump. After that, my habit making will take care of the rest. Finally, to get motivated and to stay motivated, all I have to do is ask myself, Is the habit I have now making me happy? Is it making me feel good? If not, then why the hell not just try to switch it up to a good one? And I hope that it can give some of you some encouragement to know that I myself gone from having a very unbalanced, confused way of eating to feeling so happy and relaxed with myself. Of course, I have good and bad days too, but there's just no comparison to before. I feel so happy to be able to say this to all of you because for the longest time I thought that keeping a balanced, healthy and happy diet would be impossible for me. Turns out it really isn't. And I wish that someone had told me this before, so that's why I'm now saying it myself. And yeah, that's it. I hope this video made sense to you guys. I'm realizing that it's a little bit on the vague side, perhaps. If you did like it, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm wishing you the best week ahead, and I want to give you a big thank you for just keep continuing coming back and watching my videos. I'm really lucky to have you guys. See you soon. Hej då!